You are just like Harry Potter. Harry Potter was living a very ordinary life, and then Hagrid comes into his life. Hagrid reveals to Harry that he is a wizard. He gives him all the letters of Hogwarts, and then suddenly Harry Potter was pulled in to this world of magic and wizardry. He was no longer the same. Similarly, you were living a pretty normal life. You were making money, you were building your business, you had a love relationship, your body was doing okay, and then suddenly maybe some health issues, some financial issue, or your relationship issue completely changed your psyche. Then you broke down. Then you had a panic attack. Now you're suddenly thrown into a world of chaos. You can no longer be normal now. This is the reason why you are now a Harry Potter, and now you must become a hero in your own journey. When I had my first panic attack, I was in a very tough situation in my life. I was going through a medical school in Nepal. I had just had a breakup in my relationship, and then it afflicted me. But I pulled myself out of it through a deep understanding of spirituality and meditation. And that is what I'm about to teach you right now. You must understand that every desire that you have in your heart is your savior trying to save you. The desire that you have right now, the desire to become free from panic attack, is your savior. Now, you might ask to yourself, how is my desire my savior? It's because the divine spirit, the cosmic consciousness that is present within you, the source energy that lies within you, always gives you a desire that you can fulfill. You will not get a single desire in your life that you cannot fulfill. So, right now, you have the desire to overcome your panic attack, and by realizing that you are a part of spirit, you have the source energy within you, you can fulfill the desire. Not by any other means, because you have tried the means of seeing this world in a very non spiritual way. We all have been conditioned to view this universe as a physical and material universe. Up to the age of 7 years, a child's brain is producing theta waves, and during this time period, a child is programmed by society in order to view this material universe as material, not as spiritual. He learns the belief from his parents, from his societal members. He gains a lot of limiting beliefs upon him. He observes the behavior of his societal members, of his parents, and then he grows up to be like them. It's not a very good thing to be like your societal members in this very sick society. You must decondition yourself from this programming that you have received. And the first programming that you must decondition yourself from is this very false idea that this universe is physical. It's not. It's completely spiritual and mental. The only thing that exists in this entire existence is spirit or source energy. Everything that you can perceive through your five senses is a manifestation of that source energy. You, I, this cloth, this table, everything is a manifestation of that source energy. Now, when you can view yourself as a manifestation, as a spark of source energy, now you do not have to hustle. You do not have to struggle. You do not have to compete. You do not have to calculate. You do not have to be frustrated. You do not have to be stressed. You do not have to be worried or concerned to achieve a particular goal. Because when you view this physical universe as a physical universe, there is a distance between two things in a physical universe, this and this. There is a distance between you and what you desire. When there's a distance, there is a sense of lack. And when there's a sense of lack, all of these negative emotions are going to come to you. You become frustrated, you become anxious, you become worried that other people might gain that resource. Suppose you have to find love in this physical universe, you have to go to a person, that person might cheat on you, betray you, hurt you, reject you. But if you can view yourself as a spark of source energy, You can find everything that you desire within yourself. You just have to learn to close your eyes and see within. You just have to make the inner world of thoughts, feelings, and mental imagery more real than this three-dimensional world of mortality. And the way to find and the way to fulfill everything that you want in your life, including the freedom from panic attack, is by understanding your mind, is by reprogramming the program in the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind has a lot of negative programs written in them by other people. It's not even your fault. Maybe it is your fault after you have become adult and you haven't still been able to reprogram your mind, but it was done in your childhood. Do not blame yourself. Now that you're finally open to this information, it is your responsibility to fix your subconscious mind. I'm going to give you an exercise. Just close your eyes, sit still for at least 10 to 15 minutes. What you're going to see is your mind is going to come up with mental imagery and feelings which are very terrible in nature, which are going to cause you a lot of distress. Mental imagery and feelings are what consists of a program in the subconscious mind. That is how you know that you have written bad programs in your subconscious mind unknowingly. This is the reason why you are a magnet for all the terrible circumstances in your life as well, by the way. Because this world of mortality, this three-dimensional world of experience, is a projection from your own subconscious mind. The program in the subconscious mind is negative, and hence all the life circumstances that you face is negative as well. Because this world is just a Maya, as yogis have been calling it. Maya means illusion, a magical lie, because it is just projected from your own subconscious mind. This is the reason why yogis developed meditative techniques in order to reprogram their subconscious mind and see their personal reality change. We do not have one world, we have 8 billion worlds. And you are responsible for wonderful circumstances in your world, in your own personal world, by writing good, positive, amazing programs in your subconscious mind. The other thing that you must decondition yourself from is viewing emotion as inferior to logic. I have heard so many alpha male influencers and red pillars who claim that emotion is only for women or losers or weak people. But it's not right. Emotion has been recognized to be so powerful that yogis have invented a separate path of enlightenment by using emotion. That path is known as Bhakti Yoga. I'm not here to teach you about Bhakti Yoga, but I am here to tell you the truth about emotion. Emotion is so powerful that it can make you a magnet for all the wonderful circumstances. You can cultivate wonderful emotions in your body, irrespective of your external circumstances, by the way. Right now, you focus on external tragic circumstances and you create a lot of painful emotions in your body. All these painful emotions in your body makes you a magnet for more tragic circumstances. But if you learn how to use your mind and imagination and attention properly, then irrespective of your external circumstances, you can create wonderful emotions in your body. All these wonderful emotions are going to make you a magnet for wonderful experiences, wonderful events and situations in your life. Now that you have understood that you need to decondition yourself from these two things, that the universe is physical, which it is not, and emotion is inferior to logic, which it is not, there are 3 steps of meditation that will help you accomplish this. The first step is Yoga Nidra. People like Dr. Andrew Huberman have been calling Yoga Nidra as non-sleep deep rest protocol. When you do Yoga Nidra, what happens is you relax your body completely by putting your awareness over and over again in your body organs until you achieve a state of sleepiness. That's when your brain starts to produce slow, coherent alpha waves and theta waves. Alpha waves helps your brain to visualize things very easily. And when your brain is producing theta waves, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open. Now, all the visualization that you will perform will go right into the subconscious mind. One component of the program is now getting changed. So, do Yoga Nidra. I have a link in the description box down below. Click that and do Yoga Nidra first. The second step is starting to create an imaginal act in your mind after Yoga Nidra, that you are now living a life free from panic attacks and everything in your life is wonderful. So, provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginal act, the things that you can see, things that you can hear, things that you can smell, things that you can touch, things that you can do, things that you can feel in your imaginal act now that you have become this free version of yourself. For example, you might hear, you might create an imaginal act where your friends, your family members are saying to you, John, you have become so peaceful and relaxed lately. What's your secret? You might imagine that you are walking into a room where you previously had a panic attack and you just are very confident in that room and you're saying to yourself in that imaginary act, wow, I'm finally free from panic attacks and anxiety. You can imagine that you're waking up in the morning and you just have a big smile on your face and you're saying to yourself, wow, I no longer have to hear racing thoughts in my head as soon as I wake up in the morning. You might imagine that as you go to bed at night and you look at the watch, it is 11 p.m. because you must signify to your subconscious mind that it is actually night. And you're saying to yourself, wow, I had an amazing day. I did not have a single episode of anxiety and panic attack today. You might imagine that you're smelling the aroma of coffee and you're saying to yourself, I can finally drink coffee again. I no longer have to avoid all these weird things in order to not trigger my panic attacks. Maybe you're avoiding dating right now. Start to date a beautiful girl in your imaginal act. Touch her hair, smell her perfume, kiss her. Hear her compliment you on how peaceful, on how powerful of a human being you are. When you provide all this sensory vividness to your imaginal act, the brain loses its distinguishing ability between the imagined act and an experience that you have in this three-dimensional world of mortality. So the brain starts to believe that whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. Now that you have convinced your brain that it is real, through mental rehearsal of this imaginal act over and over again, you have to convince that you have to convince your body that all that imagined act is also real. Because what happens is through the repetition of this mental imaginal act, the brain starts to create neural networks that reflect like all this imagined scenario is actually happening to you in real time, and these neural networks are going to send a rush of chemicals down your body. These chemicals are going to create feelings in your body, feelings that are going to be equivalent to whatever you have imagined. Of course, you have imagined that your new dating partner is complimenting you on how peaceful and how powerful of a human being you are. So you are going to feel all the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment. Now, your job is to become able to sustain these elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment for a long period of time. Because when your body is embodying these elevated emotions, panic attacks, anxiety, worries cannot coexist. All of those emotions will simply fall off. And the best part is these feelings, these elevated emotions are going to breathe life into your imaginal act. Whatever you have imagined is actually like sending an electrical signal to the source energy. The source energy knows what you want now. Oh, this is what you want. You want your girlfriend to compliment you. You want your friends and family to stop worrying about you. You want to throw away the medications and therapy sessions that you're currently taking. Now the source energy know what you want by visualizing things. And when you can embrace the emotions, elevated emotions of those imaginal act, you send a magnetic charge to the source energy. Now the source energy gives all of those things, all the imagined act back to you. You will now move through a sequence of events in your three-dimensional world of experience, and everything that you have imagined will come to life in a very unexpected manner. When all of those things will happen, you'll just simply scratch your head. Life was that simple? It is that simple to live an amazing life. I just have to relax through yoga nidra, visualize correctly, and embrace the emotion of visualization through mental rehearsal. It is that simple. Truly, it is that simple. Please change your life. And the only thing that you must get really good at is being able to hold your attention on the imaginal act. Because right now, your attention is either going to go to past traumatic event or the future anticipatory event, which is probably the worst case scenario of your life. So through repeated meditative process, you're going to train your attention to become fixed at the desired imaginal act. And when you can do that, and when you can mentally rehearse all this imaginal act where your life is wonderful, you're going to change so fast that people are going to think that you're probably taking some illegal drug. Your ex-girlfriend who left you for another guy will start to say to her friends, wow, Mark has finally become the man of my dreams. And the sad part is, he's out of my league right now. These are all the wonderful things that you can experience if you truly follow these 3 simple steps. And do these 3 simple steps the first thing in the morning and the last thing before you go to bed at night, because these 2 time windows are when your brain is naturally trying to produce theta waves and coherent slow brain waves. That's when your subconscious mind is naturally trying to receive all the mental impressions and feelings. So do not lose these 2 golden opportunities. And the more you do this exercise, the better you get at it. So whenever free time you get during the day, do this. And stop paying attention to your tragic circumstances in your external environment. Because I've already told you, the more you pay attention to the external environment, the more negative impressions you're going to impress in your subconscious mind. Do not care about your external environment, because I've already told you that it is just a maya, it is just an illusion, it is just a projection from your own negative programs of subconscious mind. It's not real. The moment you can reprogram the subconscious mind, everything in your life must change. It's a law. I challenge you to prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, I will stop making these kinds of videos. Now, if you have someone in your life who is currently struggling with all these kinds of anxiety and panic attacks, send them this video. And if you or that person, whoever is watching right now, wants a personalized one-to-one online coaching, then message me on my Gmail or my WhatsApp, which are linked in the description box down below and the pinned comment section down below. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.